This is Tales of Swordfall.
Episode 32, Shared Soup. So, you're not too familiar with some, wizard spells and stuff, but you do feel that something has set an alarm spell, but you're not sure who owns it, you're not sure, if it's loud or silent or just will ping in someone's head. I mean, you didn't see it cast or didn't see the ritual happen, so it's really hard to tell who this actually belongs to.
Can I tell if the alarm spell is centered on the lock or the door or just the premises in general?
It seems like the premises in general.
Okay, so if I poke at the lock, it doesn't look like it's going to cause anything funny, right?
Do you actually physically poke at the lock?
Well, I'm looking at it, and is there any way I could use one of these? And this is a long shot, I know, so I'm guessing no. But I have 5 candles in my burglar's pack, and that's wax. There's no way I could put the wax in the keyhole to fashion a crude mold, right?
You can try. You can definitely try.
And I prefer people not to notice this too, so that's going to be an added layer. Is that I imagine that's sleight of hand, right?
That would be first to stealth to see if anybody is actually going to. Yeah.
All right, this is the kind of person Alonzo is. Okay, stealth.
Okay, you're gonna do it super
Norrick
stealthy.
is definitely trying to look at what's going on because he doesn't totally trust Alonzo yet.
It looks like Alonzo's just checking all the locks. He's it looks like one of those home security guys checking your home and making sure everything's good. You don't notice him doing anything funny. Hey Alonzo, can you just roll me a straight up sleight of hand to do something funny? Oh, sure. So, Alonzo, despite whatever magic spell is melting the wax of your of trying to actually make a key copy, you figure out the melting time and stuff in the perfect.
I use it to melt the candle into the right shape.
Yeah, and it's super hard because it's there's something just not letting you do it. And so it would take an expert hand and someone super sly to actually make a copy of the key this way.
Do we see him struggling?
Actually, no. I don't think you see him do something a little weird. That's all you do. He has some kind of hand motion. He does it a couple times.
So
I mean, I would roll perception, but it's physically impossible for me to do.
You
beat
could,
that.
You could crit. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah, that's possible. That's possible.
So does it not work then because it's melting off?
Nope, do not crit.
No, you do not crit. Yeah, you notice that somehow the lock is enchanted, so a copy of the key is almost impossible. It would take someone with either a great amount of luck, a la you, or a lot amount of skill, which is almost all you too, so you know.
But I don't quite pull it off just now.
No, you actually do pull it off.
Oh, okay. See, I wasn't clear.
You rolled a natural 20, but you know how hard it is, and you know that it would take someone of tremendous you would have to piss off the right person with the right skill to make to actually have someone come and make a copy of your key or whatever, you know.
And I just did it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna pocket the key mold, and I'm just gonna. Oh, go ahead.
And despite making a really almost perfect key mold copy, you can feel that it's losing its shape though, magically.
Ah, dang.
Yeah. So somebody set up for this place to be secure.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stand back and dust off my hands and go, well, this is quite a lovely little place. Can't even copy the key. It's quite, I don't think the lock is even pickable. They've really set us up with a lovely little place. So, Nilkis, you won't have to worry about security.
Nice
Okay.
job, Sunshine, and he snickers. Wow.
And
Copy.
Alonso's just gonna bow
Mhm.
kind of sarcastically to him.
And Norrick's gonna say to Alonzo, so does that mean we can keep people of the likes of you out even?
Ah, people, yes. Me, no. And he's just gonna put his hand on the door handle and go, shall we go in?
Now, Norrick, don't be all grumpy. He's our friend now. You gotta lay back a little. And Ash, you need to speak up, man. You're so quiet.
Ash is kind of just like staring off into space, looks really distracted.
Is Ash still drunk?
It's starting to wear off at this point, I would think.
Yeah, it's starting to wear off.
Well, I guess I'll take Alonzo's invitation into the house that myself and Rayeanne and Tucker earned.
There's only one teeny tiny problem.
Hmm.
Did you get my
It's
whisper?
locked. The door's locked. Do one of you have the key? You don't have the key to your own house?
I just found out I had a house.
Nelkis, do you know anything about?
No,
Is
I
Tucker
don't-
is Tucker in there?
I mean, we can break the windows, right? There's windows, right?
You
Can
know,
we
I
knock
do
on the
have a
door?
backup, don't I?
You know, I think knocking is probably the most sensible idea. I don't.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Ash will just walk up and knock on the door and be like, maybe there's a butler or something? I don't know.
So you knock on the door, which is what most responsible, like clear thinking people would actually do. And you do hear steps inside coming toward the door, and the door unlocks, and the door opens, and there is a man in what looks like to be war armor. He is very tall. He has gray wisps in his hair. He has a goatee. He looks a little foreign. Norrick and Ran, you know who this is.
Is it austere?
It is Austere, and he says, "Ah, I see you found your house."
Oh,
Yes, it's-
okay. I was wondering if we had the right address for a moment.
Tyrker's out right now. He's taking care of some business, but he didn't give you a copy of the key.
No, I just
No,
found out
although
I
I
had a
think
house.
I think our new I guess quote unquote traveling companion here was attempting to make a copy of the key. Seemed like he had some trouble
Why
with
would I
that.
do that? It's already our house. Why would I copy the key?
You
Norrick,
said
you really
you were. You just said that you were.
No, I said it was
No,
uncopyable.
He was just checking out, make sure the security was good.
The entire point was that you could not make a copy. No, you don't even listen, do you?
I still trust him.
You what?
I said I still don't trust him.
Oh, I thought you said you
Norrick was
stabbed him.
kind of grumpy.
That would have been.
I was like, "Are you stabbing him with a vorpal knife?" No.
No.
Alonzo's
Just
head
murder
slides
him.
off. Rayeanne goes, now you know what it feels like.
I still don't trust him, is what Rayeanne's saying.
Alonzo just smiles back and goes, I don't trust you either.
No, at least
why
the
it's mutual.
feelings. At least feelings mutual. Yeah.
Is
Wait,
us?
did-
Oh, go
Did,
ahead.
did we just agree on something, Rayeanne?
Savor it.
Well, it looks like you love doves are getting along quite well. It's nice to see
Okay.
your party has
What?
diversified too.
Norg is gonna point to Nilkus and say, we kind of found this one, and he's gonna point to Alonzo, and he's gonna say, and that one kind of found us, and we don't know, we can't shake him, so I guess he's coming along.
And he looks at Ash. I hope the winds are.
And this one's actually like, nice.
And he nods and he says, "I hope the winds are favorable."
Ash bows a little bit. And says, and the fires light your way.
And he gives you a bow back. Hey, so Nilkus and Ash, can you give me a perception check with advantage?
Oh, 12
Well,
total.
that's not bad. 15. So, both you can tell this guy is from Orzek. Both you can tell that he is one of the higher class people. Probably from one of the families that lives in some of the wizard towers. And Ash, you know specifically just from your background that the family crest that he does have on is one of the large proponents of anti-slavery that will actually once in a while come over to Cebu and fight off slavers along with the genocide.
Oh, so he's an abolitionist.
Yes.
That puts him pretty high on Ash's list, and he will say thank you so much for what your family does for us.
Well, the Austere name has been very serious about slavery for many centuries.
The Sentinels are too.
And he gives you a solid salute. So how are you feeling about seeing this war wizard in front of you that apparently may own your house, Nilkus?
He's just acting natural and sort of like with his hands behind the back of his neck and just sort of smiling at like Alonzo and Rayeanne and Norrick and everybody and letting Ash talk to this gentleman.
Okay, are you... Well, of course you are trying to hide your true feelings, so give me a deception check. I just want to see how well you're outwardly showing, like, acting natural.
Oh, he's like sweating or something.
Yep. And it's cold out, and Nilkus is sweating. Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to do an insight check against Nilkus, you can.
I was about to say, if I notice he's sweating, I might roll insight just for kicks.
I think you're gonna beat him either way, just with your
I'd imagine he's like that commercial on Trident where that guy is nervous looking, like when his phone's ringing. He's got that grin, like, yeah.
Yeah. So you can definitely tell Alonzo that something's up with Nilkus. Something's making him slightly uncomfortable, and it seems like he gets this way anytime the mention of slavery kind of comes up. And you did hear, there was a. Actually, did you guys tell him about the duel at all?
I don't think I've heard about the duel, actually.
No. So never mind on that point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, something is bothering Nilkus, but you are welcomed and ushered in by Austere, and he starts showing you around. You guys on the first floor, there's a nice kitchen, which it looks like somebody has made furniture to help, like, shorter folk like gnome and halflings reach the counters. So this is definitely a very like race friendly house. The ceilings are a little bit taller for taller races, and it seems like the doors are just like made a little bit extra wider for anybody who might be a wider race. So, like if you had, say, Goliath or a Dragonborn in here, they wouldn't like bump into walls or anything. It's kind of nice. There's stairs going up, and they lead to like one recreational room per level and bedrooms. So there's enough bedrooms for like everyone. There is a dining area downstairs. There is a little parlor. It's a really nice place. Like it could fit like a family of like 6 to 8, depending on how many people are there.
Ooh.
And I think you have about 6 people.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, if there's more people, you might have to put them in the attic or the basement. Either way. Yeah, and you just got like a nice middle class townhome with a little garden in front.
We have a townhouse, you guys.
I think
This is,
at this point, Rayeanne's
quite
kind of
nice.
tearing out in pride.
And Austere comes and pats you on the shoulder. It's been a long while since you've had a roof over your head, huh?
I can't remember the last time. As far as I remember, I've always been in alleyways.
Well, you got a home here now, and hopefully the magic school can help you with any troubles that may come.
I need to learn more about this magic school. I think I could learn a thing or two here.
Of course, you're a friend of Rayeanne's and Turker's, and what happened to Gavin? He looks around.
He went to help a couple of halflings during a fire.
Well, it seems to be fitting for a large lad to help people.
Gavin stayed behind to help rebuild in my hometown.
I wanted to ask something. Do we have any access to your libraries at the college?
Yes. I believe that that was part of the agreement with Tirker, that you would have access to some of our resources. Not all of them, like you will never get back into that vault because, well, you probably don't want to go back there. And he looks at Norrick just kind of like.
And Norrick just kind of looks and gives a little bit of a nervous half grin and a nod.
There's an actual specific subject I kind of want to look up later.
Oh? What is that?
Do y'all possibly have anything? It could be in either common or elven. Thieves can't. It might be a stretch, but about the first mother and possibly her children.
Like a shadow gets thrown over his face for a moment, and he gives you this look of, what you talking about? But he doesn't say anything. It's just like this very brief moment of like,
it's a stretch.
It seems rather chilly in here at the moment. I'm gonna go cook something.
I like to think Alonso has already gone to the kitchen and poured himself a drink at this point.
How about Ash and or Phoenix? Because this was like, she mentioned first mother, he's like, suddenly in just what you talking about mode.
It's something that popped up today, and I'm just quite curious about the subject. I am an enthusiast about magic, and yeah.
So Ash, how are you feeling about this sudden reaction to First Mother?
He's kind of keeping that in the back of his mind, but he's got a lot of other things on his mind too. He's thinking about looking for a room to sit down his stuff and kind of sit for a minute.
And Nilkis, did you follow Alonzo to the kitchen so you're not even like hearing this?
Yeah, he's being a little weird, especially since Rayeanne started tearing up and talking to the guy. He's like biting his lips so much that it's like bleeding a little bit.
Oh, yeah, wow. Oof.
Yeah, and he just awkwardly like walks over to the kitchen.
Nice, nice.
Thank you for listening to Tales of Swordfall.
Please consider listening to these podcasts.
Hello, folks. JP Winterbottom here to tell you about The Beholder's Eye, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons narrative-focused actual play podcast about a group of private investigators in a fantasy noir setting with eldritch horror undertones. You can find The Beholder's Eye every other Friday on iTunes, SoundCloud, or anywhere podcasts are found.
Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.